Hello, I'm Amelia Earhart. I was born in 24th of July, 1897 in Atchison, Kansas. I'm a famous pilot. Airplanes had always fascinated me, and I always wanted to fly. I took my first flying lessons from Nita Snooks, another female pilot, and she was so great. It took me about 6 months. Nita taught me everything. She taught me to taxi, to take off, to land, and even when I got airborne, she knew exactly what to do. Once I could fly, when I had my pilot's license, I bought myself a tiny little plane called a Canary. It was yellow. But the thing is, Nina didn't think the plane was safe enough for me as a beginner. But I didn't really care, because it was a plane and I could fly in it. But I remember one time I did crash the Canary and it wasn't safe enough for me. But the point is, I wasn't hurt. I just bit my tongue. And you know what? I just powdered my nose and smiled. You know, in May 1927, Charles Lindbergh became the first person to fly the Atlantic. And I wanted to do that too. You see, it took him 33 hours to complete that journey. You know, he was a star. And I want to do that too. I wanted to fly across the Atlantic solo. So I went to see George Putnam. He was a publisher and he took care of Charles Lindbergh's and his adventures. So that was his specialty. So when I talked to Mr. Putnam, he suggested that I could fly across the Atlantic, but not on my own. I had to fly with two other pilots as a passenger. I was told the plane was called Friendship, and I agreed on to make that journey, after all. But in 1932, in the 20th of May, I was allowed to fly solo across the Atlantic. Ooh, I was a happy lady then. Everybody called me Lady Lindy. So I took off from the United States and landed in Ireland amongst a herd of sheep and cows. I landed on a farm. By that time, I was the most famous woman in the world. I was an aviatrix. I have one wish. Do you know what that is? To fly around the world. And that's what I'm going to do. I wasn't allowed to fly around the world alone, so I had to think about safety first. So I brought navigator Fred Noonan with me and was also my co-pilot. But I don't mind. I'm going to fly around the world. I'll take off in the morning. I am so ready. Everyone has oceans to fly, if they have the heart to do it. Is it reckless? Maybe. But what do dreams know of boundaries? Unfortunately, pilot Amelia Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan never made it to Howland Island. It is believed they were lost and crashed somewhere into the Pacific.
One of the last radio contacts anyone heard from Amelia was this: Kilo Hotel Alpha Queen Queen, KHAQQ, calling Itasca, United States Coast Guard, Qatar. We must be on you, but cannot see you. Gas is running low. We are on the line of position 157337. We are running north and south. A big military search started, led by President Roosevelt, with 9 naval ships and over 60 planes. They searched for Earhart and Noonan until July 18th in 1937. Then they called it off. On January the 5th, 1939, Fred Noonan and Amelia Earhart was declared dead. No one ever found them or the airplane Lockheed Electra 10E.